And welcome in to the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium for some DeMatha Catholic basketball. I'm Cory Puffett, joined by Neal Murphy. DeMatha taking on St. Mary's Ryken here on February 13th, 2023. We're going to turn it down to the PA announcer for our introductions to this game, and then we'll get some thoughts from Coach before tip-off.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove all headgear for the prayer to be delivered by Father Damien.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Strong and faithful God, as we come together for this athletic event, we ask you to bless these athletes, keep them safe from injury and harm, instill in them respect for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. Bless all who have gathered for this game, students, parents, and visitors. Inspire all to have a true spirit of sportsmanship and a value for others. In all of us, may we have a Christ-like attitude. Let us also remember those men and women in uniform of our nation who daily protect us from terrorism and harm within our own country, and who keep safe the victims of international war and violence. We pray that the Lord will guard them in the palm of his hand and return them safely to their family and homes. Lead us all to rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. Amen. St. John DeMatha, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, Holy Spirit, amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain standing and direct your attention to the American flag at the Ryken end of the gymnasium for the playing of our national anthem as performed by the Voices of DeMatha.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we're going to go ahead and bring us right back up here into the booth today, because we are not doing the lights as we had been doing. No spotlights tonight. So we'll announce the starting lineups from up here in the booth. But before we do that, Coach Murphy, back after quite an extended break, the Stags have not played a basketball. They played on Friday. They beat the Heights. But before that, they had been off the court for a week and a half, going back to that Gonzaga game.
Well, I feel for Coach Jones. He gets his big win of the year. We beat Gonzaga by 8 here at home. Big win. This game was supposed to be that Friday.
Yep.
You know, and then we were supposed to play at O'Connell. So we get 2 games canceled. It's a good thing we got back against Height last Friday, because when you're playing well, you want to get back on the floor.
Yes.
And certainly it seemed like we have momentum going. So change the schedule a little bit. We'll have to go back-to-back. We got St. Mary's Ryken tonight. Tomorrow night, Good Counsel senior night. And then we got 2 more games. We'll have Paul VI on Friday, and the O'Connell Mega game is on Saturday. It's a big week for the Stags.
Yes, a very big week with 2 back-to-backs for this team. Let's talk a little bit the starting lineups. On Ryken's side, they are just now announcing their starting lineup of number 11, Tomasi Pavihi, is a senior. Number 12, junior Noah Rogers. Number 23, freshman Derek Robinson. Number 32, senior Viliami Masila. And sophomore number 33, Isaiah Mansoure. On DeMatha's side, as they are getting announced right now, you can see them on your screen. Let's see if we can get them in the order that our PA announcer brings them out. All right, so we got a sophomore, Cade Sebastian, number 23, making the start tonight.
Cade had a big game the other night. His career high, 19 points. Got him some playing time tonight.
There you go. And Malcolm Thomas, the junior, number 1 on your screen. Been a force on the offensive glass, the defensive glass. A lot of blocks this season. Number 11, Adam Fox. He's a senior, getting the start tonight. Number 5, Isaiah Arnold, another senior. And last but certainly not least, another senior, number 2, Jaden Winston. What do you think about this lineup tonight, Coach?
Well, I think coaches prove you can earn playing time. And certainly Cade Sebastian had that 19 points. Also, although he's been in the starting lineup most of the year, Isaiah Arnold was able to knock it down. Certainly you'd look at him as one of our most effective outside shooters. He's been kind of up and down throughout the year, but he went 5 for 7 on threes the other night, cashed in 20 points for the Stags. That'll be important as we come down the home stretch. Keep the pressure off Malcolm Thomas inside. Let him go one-on-one. They can't help off Isaiah.
So for those who have been keeping an eye on the standings on WCACsports.com, it looks on that website as if this game has already been played, and DeMatha won something like 92 to 70-something. I don't know if they're making predictions over there at WCACsports.com, but I found that interesting. So,
well, ever since Matt Ryken left, things have just changed. But
yeah,
the standings are kind of jumbled up. Certainly PVI right now, the class of the league, they're undefeated. Yes. Certainly other teams will get a shot at them, but being upset St. John's equally as well. They've only got 2 losses on the year. 9-2, 23-2 overall. But then you got McNamara, DeMatha, Gonzaga, O'Connell, GC. It's like the NBA. They're all within a game with each other, and these games coming down the stretch. Maybe they won't be able to catch PVI for the number 1 seed, but the positioning towards the playoff becomes important.
Absolutely. Definitely want to get those better seedings as we get to start the WCAC tournament. DeMatha coming in 7-4 in conference play. Ryken 2-8 as DeMatha wins the opening tip-off collision, but Adam Fox holds onto the ball. He's going to get it to Cade Sebastian. Fumbles it and turns it over. 12, Noah Rogers with the takeaway for the Knights.
St. Mary's open up man-to-man, pretty aggressive, forced the turnover.
Mansoray at the top, guarded by Fox. Mansoray looking for somebody to hand the ball off to. He does find Derek Robinson. Back to Mansoray. He's going to put it up over Cade Sebastian, and he misses everything. DeMatha will take over. Maybe an ill-advised shot there. He did not have any space, and Sebastian was able to get his hand up to influence the shot. Fox this time gives it right back to Winston, who finds Malcolm Thomas, makes an adjustment with the contact under the rim and lays it in.
Great job by Jaden Winston. He made the play. Penetration, help came in. They left Malcolm Thomas unguarded under the rim. He's going to cause some problems there.
Blocked the pass and then intercepted the pass. Adam Fox, quick hands on the defensive end. And Isaiah Arnold, that's an impressive shot to pump fake the pass and then turn to the basket and still knock that down.
I think he was surprised. Evidently, St. Mary's didn't know he shot well the other night. They just backed off, never leave the ball.
Another turnover for the Knights. This time, Cade Sebastian is able to pick it up. Little pump fake and then drops it right in the net from the free throw line. And DeMatha up 7-0 here in the first 32 of this game.
Nice job by Cade. A little out of control at first, was unsure. The old thing, just stopping the foul line and opened up 15-footer. He's going to knock that down most of the time. Ryken is coached by Jamal Hulam, and I guess a disciple of Pat being the St. John's coach. Jamal was the JV coach down at St. Mary's. I'm assuming that was when Pat was the head coach down there. Then went to St. John's as an assistant, and then returned back. He's the head coach this year, replacing Walter Booth, who had been there.
Yep, looks like Coach Hullum out there coaching them up, giving them some pointers. DeMatha has been very active on the defensive ends, not giving a lot of space up, and St. Mary's Ryken has fallen into a few traps here in the early going. See if they can clean up their offensive execution.
Monday night game, a makeup game here, not a big crowd here, but DeMatha seems to be generating their own energy. A lot of enthusiasm and warm-up, so one thing you worry about is coming out flat. They have not.
Winston wasn't giving Rogers much space. They were able to get him to back off, but Cade Sebastian was there to help. And now another tough defensive possession for DeMatha. Sebastian and Fox trapped Rogers. And now on the other end, Sebastian knocks it down.
Another great play by Winston. Penetrated, found the shooter, hit him in stride, knocks it down. 10-0 Stags.
Sebastian with the last 5 points in this game, and now a rebound for Sebastian. He's going to throw it up court to Malcolm Thomas, who's going to get inside, adjusts in midair, and puts it up off the glass.
Great body control by Malcolm. Got in, easy one off the backboard.
DeMatha, tight defense, poked away by Arnold, but Ryken able to retain possession. Masila picked it up and knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights. Mansoray will take a seat, and Elias Bend, junior number 0, on for the Knights. Rogers gets just a little bit of space, and he'll knock it down over Isaiah Arnold for the first points of the night for Ryken.
Nice little pull-up under control from the elbow.
Oh, pull-up jump shot, no good, but the Stags try to save it. They are not going to save it successfully, but then on the other end, Ryken tried to save it out of bounds, threw it into Malcolm Thomas, and he draws the foul, driving into the lane.
Stags pressure creating all sorts of problems for St. Mary's Ryken. They're a little bit tentative with the ball. Stags using their length to get their hands on a lot of tip passes.
Thomas will shoot 2. First free throw. Bangs around a bit, but drops through. And Thomas extends the lead back to 12. 2 for 2 with that trip to the free throw line. Ryken pushes it up court. Elias Bend is going to back off. Manages to scoot around Malcolm Thomas, but meets Cade Sebastian. And now Isaiah Arnold, pull up 3 off the dribble, and it's good. Assist to Jaden Winston.
You know he's feeling it because he had a clear lane to the basket. He said, no, it's easier for me to pull up behind the line. Knocks down another 3.
Almost throws it away. Tomasi Pavihi able to save it. And
10-second call.
Yep. Could not advance it past the half-court line in time. Good pressure by the Stags and Jaden Winston there.
He's improved so much as a defender. He's always been able to create steals and whatnot, but sometimes he get beat. Now he has the ability to contain the ball and still put intelligent pressure on it.
Winston to Fox, back to Winston. He's driving in. Good touch. I wasn't sure he was going to have the control there at the finish. He was extended so far with the ball.
They were looking for that set play, a little back screen, alley-oop pass to Malcolm Thomas. St. Mary's Ryken played it well, but they let Jaden Winston go all the way to the backboard.
Coach Hullum shouting something to him. I think that he wanted them to press the ball inside a little quicker. Instead, Ryken pulled up. And now they're struggling to find any space, but a nice finish with contact by Derek Robinson, the freshman.
Tough little move. Cade Sebastian came over. Might have been a charge in there to defend it. No call. Bucket for St. Mary's Ryken.
Winston to Arnold, back to Winston. Isaiah Arnold had just a little bit of space, but wisely decided to pull it back down and find Malcolm Thomas. He'll draw another foul, head back to the line.
Good decision by Isaiah Arnold. Obviously, he's got the hot hand early, though. Went with the pump fake, defender it. Nice little bounce pass to Malcolm Thomas inside. He gets to shoot 2 free throws.
And Malcolm Thomas, after going 2 for 2 on his last trip, first one falls short off the front iron. Christian Robertson checks in along with Shea Rawlings for the Knights. Number 3 and number 2 respectively, as Malcolm Thomas sets for his second free throw. Now 3 of 4 on the night from the line. DeMatha with 20 points here already as Jaden Winston sneaks around, steals it, back to Thomas, but
stepped on the baseline.
Yep, he was on the baseline before he let go of that pass.
Stags coming now with a diamond press. They'll put the big guy, Malcolm Thomas, over the ball. Look to trap that first pass in the corner.
Senior Matthew Gaskill will check in for Ryken here, number 1. Derek Robinson handling the inbound responsibility here as Cade Sebastian able to sneak his hand around but knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights.
Good play by Cade, but he's almost better off letting him catch it there because he was so deep in the corner. It's exactly where you draw it up.
Yep,
and he's got Malcolm Thomas coming over where the guy's not going to be able to see any daylight. As they are a little slow in the rotation there.
And thrown out of bounds, and nobody touched it on the DeMatha side. Isaiah Arnold, I think, was arguing the point over there, and the ref said, you didn't need to argue. You were right anyway. Adam Fox to Cade Sebastian.
Just practicing. Might need that call later on.
He might. Winston gets it to Isaiah Arnold, who got some space, but it looks like that space was generated by a screen. And I thought Adam Fox was just kind of standing there minding his own business, but refs call it, and it'll be a turnover to the Knights.
It's one of those calls. It's like holding on someone in the secondary, you know? It's always there.
Malcolm
it's
Thomas.
It's impossible to stay stationary.
Yeah, that was very quick reaction by Malcolm Thomas to get his hand down there, but he knocked it out of bounds, and the ref saying something to either Cade Sebastian or Christian Robertson. I don't know who was drawing the referee's ire there. Knocked away, Winston saves it to Arnold. Tried to get it inside to Thomas, but he was double teamed. Not much daylight to be found there. And then from behind, Adam Fox is going to be called for that foul as he was trying to get the block. But Elias Bend will go to the free throw line for Ryken.
Great job by the Stags on this end to get the possession back to have the ball, but then no need to rush. Tried to throw it into crowded area, into the post, other receivers open. You work hard to get the ball and make sure you keep it.
First free throw by Bend is off the front iron as DeMatha will get their first subs of the day. Logan Lewis and Mason So. Second free throw, too strong this time off the back iron. Winston with the rebound. Stags off and running. Cade Sebastian from deep. Too strong with that one. No good. Rebound went to Ryken, but Mason So and Malcolm Thomas with the trap. So behind the back to Logan Lewis, who finds Cade Sebastian with the finish.
Great job, unselfish basketball. Logan Lewis had a good shot, gave it to Cade, who had a better shot.
Great pass by Elias Bend there, found Christian Robertson, who finished inside. Against some tough defense. Winston floater. He got it, but they're going to call the foul. No shot. They called it on Malcolm Thomas off the ball.
Little discussion by the referee, I guess, in terms of the timing as to when the foul occurred. Was it before or after Jaden Winston let the shot go? Referee had the call, he waved it off, no basket.
All right, so Ryken back in action with the ball. Driving up court, Bend in the corner, too strong, and Sebastian's there. Bend quickly back in there, knocking it away, but out of bounds. Darius Vance in the game for the Stags.
Darius, another one, had a good game off the bench the other night with 10 points.
Vance to Thomas. He'll keep it. He's going to try to spin his side, spins back, and too strong. Thought that went off the top of the backboard, and that's going to stay with DeMatha. Nice job by Vance. Got it off of Shea Rawlings' foot. Galen Borsico will check in. Chris McElveen also into the game for the Stags. It's all of our starters on the bench right now. Logan Lewis got it inside, put it up and in over Derek Robinson.
Nice job by the inbounds, little back screen there. Caught him on the back cut for an easy layup.
And then Robinson off target and too strong for Ben to control along the sideline, out of bounds. Looks like Ryken is going to take a 30-second timeout, full timeout here for Ryken. DeMatha with a 24-6 lead with a little under a minute and a half to go in the first quarter.
Well, certainly if you're Coach Jones, you're happy. An ideal situation tonight would be a lot of guys getting a lot of playing time. Maybe not have those starters have to go 26, 27 minutes because they got to come back tomorrow. A good Council team that's playing really well. They've already had 2 big victories against Gonzaga. I was actually at that game and saw it. They played great, and they upset St. John's over there. So they're as capable as anybody in the league. You got that Tuesday, and then, Paul the Sixth.
Yeah. Well,
on Friday over there.
And again.
And then O'Connell, who, again, is playing as well as anybody.
Yeah, you got a Monday, Tuesday, then you got a Friday, Saturday. Yeah. And even with, Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday off, like that's only 2 days. It's sort of the opposite of, the first game of a 3-game set in baseball. You don't want to use up your bullpen that first night because you might need them for the other 2 games. Here, you don't want to use up the starters because you know you're going to need them.
And I guess at this point, I could say hi to my grandkids now, because otherwise I'll get yelled at by my own family. Kellen Robert, Ainsley Ann, and Brody Jones. Hope you're watching. At least Kellen, I think, is watching. Ainsley might be watching Paw Patrol.
Chris McElveen inbounds it to Mason So. He's going to drive in. Puts it up off the glass, got the angle. 2 points for So.
Nice shot, played at a nice pace, used the backboard, knocked it down.
Gaskell pushes it ahead to Bend. Dribbles through the defense, and Mason So not going to let him relax at all, right on him. Gaskell gets it back, passes it off to Robinson, and defense a little too strong by Galen Borsico. That'll be a foul.
Good energy by the Stags, great pressure on the ball. He just took the wrong angle. It's almost like in football, you want to jump the pass. You want to come inside of that rather than going out to defend the offensive player.
Yep. So Robinson will inbound for the Knights. 54 seconds to go here in the first. Gets it in to Rogers. Tight defense. And that was a very late whistle, but they're going to call it a charge on Rogers well after the ball had gone through the hoop.
I think the referee wanted to make sure, but it looked like Darius Vance was there for a long time.
Yes.
I was surprised there was no whistle. Even if he got it wrong and called a block, certainly there was plenty of contact. St. Mary's Ryken, a little 3/4 court pressure here. A little 1-2-2.
Vance fakes the pass to Lewis, drives in himself. That was a lot of hands going up around him, but he got his own rebound and put it back up and in.
Darius Vance in with the trees there, followed his own shot, laid it off the board.
And a walk. Christian Robertson caught it on the run, ran into a defender, tried to pull up, shuffled the feet. McElveen inbounds to Vance. A little close to the half-court line. There you go. Gets it to Logan Lewis. Back to McElveen. Darius Vance
5 on the shot clock.
He's got to work quickly. Gets it back, but got to pass it off. Logan Lewis puts it up just in time. Off the rim. Mason So tried to strong arm it back into the net. No good. And that will end the first quarter as the Stags run out of time on that possession. But still a fantastic opening frame. A 22-point advantage for the home team.
As we said, good energy by the Stags. They come out, they force tempo. Their defense is able to get them out and running. Obviously, 28 points, you got to be happy with that. Maybe more importantly, they've only given up 6 on the other end.
Yeah, defensive energy has been great. Offensive energy has been great. 4 fouls against the Stags, but at this point, that's not really a big concern.
Well, at the pace we play, or that Coach Jones wants them to play at, there's going to be contact. There's going to be more basketball plays in the time. It's like you're playing at twice the speed, so you are going to foul. If you're not fouling, you're probably not doing what you're supposed to.
Yeah, in some ways, it's impressive that there's only 4 fouls against them with how much contact, how much pressure they've generated on defense.
Mm-hmm. And the big thing is figuring out how is this pace going to help us in the playoffs. Because certainly you want it to work for you tonight, but you also want it to work for you tomorrow night and against Paul VI and against some of the better teams or the stronger teams that you're going to meet down the road as you have the success that you want to have in the playoffs. So what's the right amount?
I'll give a shout out to Rob Landini down there in the corner, who was holding down my job at the last game against Gonzaga at the beginning of last week while I was out. Did a fantastic job on the play-by-play with you, Neal.
Rob thought he was interviewing for the job. I think there was some confusion there.
Vance went up for it, did a near split as he came back down. Ryken controls it off the inbound as we get action underway here in the second. Ben gives it off to Rogers, defended by Vance. Rogers, a lot of dribbling now against Logan Lewis. Puts it into the corner. Mansoray driving in, kicks it out for 3, no good. Can the Knights get it? No. Zad Khan tried to beat him for it, but couldn't. And then Mason So throws it away, looking for Gallen-Borsk to go down along the baseline.
Good looking up, and I don't know if there's a play you got to make. You got a nice league here. If you get the uncontested layup, you take it. If not, let your offense be your friend.
Mansoray across the bend. Pushes it up court. Down underneath. Zad Khan fouled. He'll go to the line.
Didn't quite have the pressure on the ball they've had some of the previous possessions. They were to make that good pass ahead, where St. Mary's Ryken had the numbers advantage.
Ryken Jr. at the line. Soft touch. Bangs off both sides of the iron, off the glass, and then through the net. See if he can do it again. No good on the second attempt. Too strong off the back iron. Good rebound by Logan Lewis. And on the other end, Mason So tried to get the alley-oop for Chris McElveen. Took a lot of contact and a hard fall, but he will go to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Nice read on that. Little baby lob. Put it up there where only Chris could get it.
Didn't stop Ryken from trying, though. I know that didn't feel good coming down like that. Doesn't affect him, though, as he knocks down the first of his 2 free throws. Stags looking to make it 30 points here. And they do. We'll get a substitution for Ryken. Number 11, Tomasi Pavihi. He was one of the starters. He's back into the game for the Knights.
Stags that little 2-2-1 there. Pressure.
Oh, Rogers. Not sure what he was looking at there, but he tossed it right to Darius Vance, who finds Logan Lewis for an easy layup. I think he was looking for Shea Rawlings deep in the corner. Kind of did a little halfway pass. And that one slipped through his hands and hit the out-of-bounds marker. It's going to be Stags ball. Ryken with a couple of unforced errors on these last two possessions. Derek Robinson checks back into the game, freshman starter for the Knights. Logan Lewis gives it right back to Mason So. He's going to pull up for a deep three, way short, but Darius Vance was there. And after a little bit of volleyball action, Logan Lewis came away with it and put it in.
You get 3 shots out, it's something good should happen.
Robinson whips it across to Mansoray, trying to drive. Logan Lewis grabbing for the ball, and they're going to call him for the foul. Number 32, Viliami Masila, will check back in for the Knights.
Tough call there, Logan Lewis. I thought the offensive player actually just kind of lost his balance.
I thought so. But they call it. That's DeMatha's 6th foul. One more will put Ryken in the bonus. And deep shot, no good. Falling away in the corner. And on the other end, that's going to be a foul. Let's see who they call that on. I think they called it on Rogers. Yes, they do call it on Noah Rogers, working against Chris McElveen on the fast break.
Be Staggs' ball on the baseline.
Yep. Not a shooting foul, and still 2 fouls to give for Ryken. Or should I say 1 foul to give before they would put us into the bonus. Mason So thought about it, decided not to, and then took a much worse shot deeper in the corner along the elbow. No good. And there's just a lot of contact right now. I'm not even going to try it right now, Coach.
Play getting a little bit raggy there.
Just too much is going on. But that will be a 7th team foul called against the Stags, so Ryken is in the bonus, and they will shoot 1 and 1 here. They send Derek Robinson to the line, the freshman starter for the Knights. And he'll get a second as the first one falls. Prashant Hill forgot that it was a 1 and 1. He started running up court there for a second. We'll go ahead and mention that Prashant is in the game along with, I believe that's J.J. Massaquoi down there. Mason So, ooh, off his foot and out of bounds before he could get back control of it. I have a feeling he probably would have walked anyway.
Made an aggressive move, tried to beat it with the speed dribble, just lost control.
Elias Bend drives up court as Jaden Winston gets back on the floor for the first time since about halfway through the first quarter. Got turned around a bit. Bend throws it across. Open look in the corner for 3, but no good. Too strong by Tamasi Pavihi. But it's going to stay with Ryken as DeMatha could not get control of it. Isaiah Arnold checks back into the game. Mason So thought that it was for him, but he is actually checking in for Chris McElveen. Trying to find somebody. He does. It is Derek Robinson, and the foul by Mason So. Didn't give him enough space as he was trying to drive around. That will cause another 1-and-1 opportunity for Ryken.
Those are the ones you got to stay away from. Mason just got up too high. Rode him on hip. One of those things they call foul at any point in time.
Derek Robinson at the line once again. And once again makes the first half of the 1-and-1. See if he can close it out this time, both of them. And he cannot. J.J. Massaquoi with the rebound. DeMatha is going to push it up court, and Mason So caught it, passed it up to Prashant Hill, but a good job. I believe that was number 33, Isaiah Mansoray, who took the contact, stood in there and took the charge. Coach Jones arguing it down there, but the ref confident in what he saw.
One of those little out of control, had gotten rid of the pass, but then ran through the defensive player.
Definitely a tough situation to be caught in if you're Isaiah or Mason So in that situation. Another three, no good by the Knights, and the Stags off and running. Isaiah Arnold pulls up deep for three, and another assist to Jaden Winston, and another three for Isaiah Arnold.
Shooting it well, shooting it with confidence, and his teammates know it.
He's made three of them now, and I think he's only taken three. Mansoray was not ready for that pass from Tomasi Pavihi, who is just looking for somebody to get rid of the ball to. And it looks like they've got a foul down here. That'll be the 6th team foul against Ryken. I don't believe it was a shooting foul, though. Well, I guess they're calling it was a shoot. Okay,
yeah,
okay. So Jaden Winston will shoot 2 here. That was Ryken's last foul to give. The next one will put DeMatha in the bonus. Ryken already in the bonus as Winston knocks down the first free throw. Cade Sebastian checks in for Mason So. Winston 2 for 2 on that trip. Mansoray right back to Robinson. Puts it in the middle. Mansoray managed to keep that one away from Cade Sebastian, but then influenced on the pass. J.J. Massaquoi in the lane to pick it off. Robinson with the turnover, and he can't finish at the bucket. The follow-up doesn't finish, and Isaiah Arnold came away with it. Jaden Winston couldn't quite get it on the reverse, but he will go to the line after the foul by number 32, Viliami Masila.
St. Mary's Ryken had a couple tips at it down there. Ball hung on the rim, just wouldn't fall. Isaiah Arnold was able to dig it out, throw it ahead of Jaden Winston.
Noah Rogers getting ready to check back in for the Knights. He'll come in after this first free throw by Winston. He gets to shoot 2. Made both on his last trip and starts out on the right page here. 39-10 the score with 4:41 remaining in the first half. That was Masila's first personal foul. Ryken's 7th team foul, so DeMatha is in the bonus. They'll shoot 1 and 1 on any non-shooting fouls. Stolen away, Cade Sebastian took a great angle. 2 great angles, a great angle to knock it away, and then a great angle to lay it in off the glass.
Had Isaiah Arnold on the other wing, kind of looked him off, got the clear lane to the bucket, laid it in. Good first half for the sophomore.
Pavihi gives it off to Bend. Elias Bend working against Winston. They switch off. It's now Massaquoi on Bend, who tosses it across the court to Derek Robinson. It's blocked by J.J. Massaquoi. Cade Sebastian pulls up. No good. Just a little off target. Now Pavihi drives in, a little out of control, but they're going to call a defensive foul underneath the basket. Massaquoi, the ref says, was not in position in time to take that charge.
Good call there. He was a little late, kind of slid over a little bit, but one thing you know about JJ, he's going to step in and give up his body. Remember the last time we had the Gonzaga game, I think he took 4 charges.
So a shooting foul anyway, but regardless, the Knights would be shooting 2 here as they are now in the double bonus. 10 team fouls on the Stags. First free throw, no good. Malcolm Thomas will check back into the game for Prashant Hill. And Tomasi Pavihi cleans it up, makes the second free throw. Cade Sebastian alone up court. Finds Massaquoi, who somehow is able to power it up off the glass and in.
Stags got a little lucky there. Cade had the nice drive, was a little out of control, was able to find JJ, who then banked in a little 4-footer.
Massaquoi tried to steal it away. Elias Bend able to get away from him, but then loses the ball. Sebastian manages to keep it in bounds to JJ Massaquoi. And now Winston ahead, just a little bit off target. Malcolm Thomas couldn't finish at the rim, but Massaquoi was there. Just dribbling around, Noah Rogers able to finish at the rim. A little bit short of the rim, just a floater. Took a high bounce off the rim, a friendly bounce to Ryken as it went right back down through the net. Shea Rawlings getting ready to check in for the Knights as Malcolm Thomas slams it through. 49 points now for the Stags.
Nice job by Isaiah Thomas. St. Mary's Ryken with the pressure, found the open spot in the middle, delivered the ball right on time to Malcolm Thomas.
Almost another friendly bounce there for Ryken as Elias Bend hit it up off the rim. Cade Sebastian and Derek Robinson were fighting for the rebound. They're going to say it was out on Sebastian. Ryken will get the ball on the baseline. And that's thrown into the backcourt. Isaiah Arnold not even going to let it become a backcourt violation. And the Stags past the 50-point mark, well ahead of the pace that WCAC Sports set for us in this contest. And he'll go to the line, try and make it a three-point play.
Great job by Arnold. Probably wasn't the percentage move. Just let it go because it's out of bounds, or if they touch it, it's backcourt. He went for it because once he touched it, it's a free ball, gathered it under control. He gets the basket and the foul.
No good. Can't turn the three-point play, but stolen away. Winston gets it again and a travel. Winston doesn't like it. Ref says he didn't have that pivot foot planted. Shuffled a little bit down there, looking for somebody to throw it to. I think he was going to find Cade Sebastian.
I think he wanted Coach Jones to throw the red flag at the review. He was demonstrating to the ref the art of the pivot foot. The ref was like, oh, I've already seen that class.
Poked away by Thomas, and then Sebastian able to control it, gets it to Winston, and a double dribble. Winston getting a little frustrated right now, and he's going to take a seat as Darius Vance will check in. Give Winston just a second to cool off a bit. First the travel, then a double dribble.
Yeah, I couldn't see it from here.
Elias Bend on Vance. Pass it off to Robinson, who got a little bit of space. Tries to take advantage, but nothing doing. And Christian Tate is there to take it away. Passes to Vance, who pushes it up to Cade Sebastian. A little too short on that one. And now Noah Rogers driving up. Got some defense there. Sebastian blocks it out of bounds. It will stay with the Knights.
Darius Vance, nice job getting back, protecting the rim, not letting him get it all the way there. And Cade Sebastian coming in for the block at the end.
Charles Thomas checks in. So you got Malcolm and Charles Thomas out there on the floor right now for the Stags. No relation. Christian Tate driving, passes
Nice
to
pass.
Isaiah Arnold, who puts it way too strong off the backboard, and nobody was home for the Stags to control it. Noah Rogers now working on Malcolm Thomas. Big height difference there. He's going to have to find somebody to pass it off to if he can't beat him. Robinson spins around, gives it off to Gaskell, who takes the three, and he knocks it down. Vance tried to get it around Bend to Tate, and then Rogers controls it, and now we've got a jump ball as Christian Tate dove into that pile to tie it up. That's going to stay. Where is the possession arrow pointing? It's with the Stags.
ball.
Yep. And now there's a dispute down here. And the referee is, whatever the benches have to say, he's listening to all of it. I thought you were supposed to ignore it.
Well, you're talking about where to put the shot clock at 28 because they have possession for 2 seconds.
Oh. Vance to Thomas. This is Charles Thomas with the ball at the top. Drives in, passes it off to Tate. Couldn't complete that pass. It's like a half shot, half pass. And then a travel by Noah Rogers, so this will stay with the Stags.
Shot clock is off.
Yep, 23.3.
So Stags should be able to take the last shot. Again, we got a different lineup out here. So you're hoping all 5 guys are on the same page.
And actually, they're going to put 20 seconds on.
And some music, right? Here we go.
Vance into Tate. Tate open, takes the 3, just short off the front iron. Rebound was controlled by Christian Robertson and then no longer controlled as I believe that was Charles Thomas came in to tie it up.
Jump ball, St. Mary's Ryken ball. 17.4 to go.
Yeah, no worries there, but that means that DeMatha will get the possession back at the start of the second half, as they would have before that previous jump ball. Rogers passes off to Robinson, pushes it up to Zad Khan, and now the Knights are going to hold for the last shot of the half. Rogers drives in, pulls up. 3 hands went up for the Stags, and Khan is there. Zad Khan on the 3rd opportunity for the Stags, or for the Knights rather, able to put it in. And it is a 51-18 ball game here as we head to halftime. Any thoughts before we take a little break here, Coach?
A little breakdown at the end there. We take the quick shot, allows them to get the ball back. They get 3 shots out, put 2 points on the board. Unfortunately, the rest of the first half was pretty good. All right, Stags are running, they're pressing, their defense is creating their offense, and everybody's getting some playing time.
All right. Well, we will take a few minutes here. Stick with us, folks, for second half action in just a little while. DeMatha 51, Ryken 18 here on DM Stags TV. And we are back here getting ready for second half action. The DeMatha Stags and the St. Mary's Ryken Knights here at the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium. DeMatha with a 51-18 point lead as we get ready to begin the third quarter of play. Coach, what do you tell the boys in this situation coming out of halftime? You're winning big by 33 points. How do you keep the tempo up in the second half? Do you keep the tempo up in the second half?
Well, I think you're always building towards the better games. You know, what you're doing every day in practice and in games like this, will it help you beat PVI, St. John's, O'Connell, games they have coming up? So can we work on those regardless of the score? I mean, technically they have to. Could St. Mary's Ryken get back? Of course they could. Do I like their chances? No. But can we work on the things that are going to help us playing good sound? We don't want to turn into that last game of open gym where everybody's running down the floor taking quick shots and, you know, things falling apart, because that's not going to help you tomorrow against Good Counsel. It's not going to help you Friday against PVI or in the playoffs.
Yep, or Saturday against O'Connell. A couple of back-to-backs this week for the Stags as we get set to play another home game tomorrow night against Good Counsel. You'll be able to catch all three games, freshman JV and varsity, right here on DM Stags TV on YouTube tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's senior night for the Stags as Malcolm Thomas puts in the first points of the second half for the Stags. But senior night festivities will we should be able to get those in on our broadcast tomorrow evening. Should be a good time and a good game. And then the Stags finish out their season Friday on the road at PVI, Saturday on the road at O'Connell. Nice shot there by Noah Rogers, responds. 2-2 here in the second half. Winston pushes it up to Cade Sebastian, passes up the shot, gives it to Malcolm Thomas. Tried to slam it home, could not. Threw it out of bounds instead. It'll be Ryken ball.
We talk about shooters. Sometimes they shoot from out of his range. I think Malcolm tried to dunk that from out of his range. It was a long way away.
Mansoray passes to Rogers, who's now double teamed, gets it away. Mansoray passes up on the open three. That was Tomasi Pavihi out there, but Mansoray is able to put it in. And Ryken now leads here in the second half, 4-2. It's still a 31-point game in favor of the Stags, 53-22. A little past the minute mark here in the third quarter. Adam Fox drives, loses his dribble. Mansoray comes up with it. Passes to the corner. Noah Rogers knocks it down for three. Ryken hitting some shots here early in the third quarter. 7 quick points.
St. Mary's Ryken, good job on the offensive end, getting some good shots. Last time they got all the way to the rim. This one wide open, corner from three. DeMatha may be helping them a little bit on the offensive end. One pass looking to overpower, and maybe they can do that against St. Mary's Ryken tonight, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it the rest of the week. So trusting your offense. What are the shots we need to get? Where do we need to get them? Who do we need to get them for?
And just what you said, can't do this against some of the other opponents we're going to be facing the rest of this week. So a good timeout there by Coach Jones. Get his guys regrouped, reorganized, refocused.
And Adam Fox being aggressive on the offensive end, that's good. But I think he needs to be aggressive on the third and fourth pass. After a little ball reversal where he's really one-on-one, not going into the teeth of the defense.
Yep. So on that note, Adam Fox will take a seat as Prashant Hill comes in. Sebastian saved that one to Hill, who passed it out to Winston. DeMatha resets their offense. Winston directing that offense, gives it to Malcolm Thomas, and then a little tie-up. Winston and Isaiah Arnold were very close to each other, and that got them and the Ryken defenders tied up. And now with 1 second on the shot clock, it is DeMatha's ball on the baseline. They got to be quick. Coach Jones holding up one finger, letting his guys know, hey, you don't have time. That was an interesting attempt by Winston to toss it off of Rogers, recollect it, and quickly put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that legal, Coach?
Yeah, as long as you establish yourself back in bounds. It's not that football thing, you know, you can't be the first one to touch it. That happens more than you think. Keith Gatlin, you Maryland fans remember he was able to do that. Shot clock didn't get out of his hand.
Ryken's bench was going crazy over there, and the referee tried to beat them to it and be like, yeah, no, somebody did not hit the button in time. That was way more than a second. Even I was up here waiting for it. Where is the buzzer? Winston comes away from that scrum with the ball as DeMatha gets a fresh clock. And Malcolm Thomas, a lot of contact with Mansoray, and Thomas will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, defense starts it for the Stags. Jaden Winston, nice feed to the big guy coming down the lane in great position. At that point, it's either going to be a basket or a foul.
It was the latter, and Malcolm Thomas gets set to shoot his first free throw here of the second half. Knocked a few of them down in the first half, and he'll start on a good note here.
Certainly Malcolm Thomas's foul shooting is going to be a big part of the success that the Stags hope to have, because he's the one guy who can draw fouls. He's the guy that can maybe put their starters on the bench, play against the second string a little bit, and create things. He's the one guy with a physical presence inside.
The junior big man has been excellent for the Stags this year. Missed that free throw, but DeMatha comes away with it anyway, and Jaden Winston puts it in for 2. DeMatha builds their lead back past 30 points. Rogers met by Cade Sebastian, and a foul.
A little too tight on the trap. Had St. Mary's Ryken in a world of hurt there. You don't have to make a play at that point. You're in great position. Don't bail the guy out. Give him a little room. Make him throw the ball over the top. Let one of your buddies get the steal.
I thought I saw a shuffle of feet by Rogers before the foul, but they get Cade Sebastian for his first personal of the game. Now you got Tomasi Pavihi dribbling around, gets it off to Noah Rogers, pulls up for the deep 2, but he knocks it down.
Tough shot there. Nice little elbow jumper.
Prashant Hill catches it past half court, puts it into Malcolm Thomas, who has some space, blows the dunk again. Isaiah Arnold chases it down. DeMatha gets fresh 20. And Winston will slow it down, let them run their offense.
5 on the shot clock.
And he'll pull up, deep 2 of his own, no good. Fell short of the rim. Just grazed the net on the outside of it. And now off his shoe, Derek Robinson lost his dribble, and Winston is able to finish on the other end against Noah Rogers. A little back and forth for Ryken, finds Rogers in the middle of the floor, and then Pavihi couldn't control it. He does get back in control, but then Sebastian with the rebound. Knocked away, Robinson with the quick hands. Pavihi working against Isaiah Arnold, and he takes the charge.
St. Mary's Ryken coach Jamal Holm didn't like the call. Both referees made the call. Gary Stein actually reported it. The other referee just pointed at Gary Stein like, I didn't, you had your, he was making the same call, but he said, no, he made it. He did not have his partner's back.
So Ashton Meeks gets his first action of the day, the freshman member of DeMatha's varsity team. If I remember correctly, I was watching that Gonzaga game, and he knocked down a couple of threes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Neal. But it seemed like he was having a decent game against Gonzaga.
Yeah, he's a great shooter. Our challenge has been finding a way to get him those good shots, much like Isaiah Arnold. You know, we get those kick-out threes, you know, driving kicks. He's going to shoot a high percentage.
Conversation between the officials, Prashant Hill, and I believe that's Christian Robinson down there with him, or Robertson. No, Caleb Norcom actually, but Prashant Hill takes it off the inbound, gives it off to Cade Sebastian, who passes it inside. Malcolm Thomas going to go to work, and he finishes at the rim over Christian Robertson.
certainly it appears as if one of the things Coach Jones addressed with the team is second half, let's get the ball inside to the big guy. Let's find Malcolm Thomas.
Back and forth, Mansoray and Robinson, and then trying to push it up court. Finally, Sebastian takes it away. Nice crossover, and he knocks it down. That gets the bench excited.
Whenever he makes his own highlight film, that one will be on it. Thing is, I think the bench was more impressed that the guy fell down rather than he made the shot.
Yeah, but you got to make the shot. Otherwise, taking him out of his shoes doesn't really matter that much. He got the bench excited, got the sparse crowd here excited too. Ashton Meeks open for three, just a little strong. And then a foul, and it's going to go, the ball's going to be turned over to Ryken. Looks like they called that one against Prashant Hill. Elias
Great
Ben.
look for Ashton Meeks. One of the things we're talking about, good penetration, the kick to the corner. Didn't get out that time, but he's going to shoot a high percentage on those.
Elias Ben played a lot of minutes in that first half for Ryken. He will come back into the game here. Got a nice rest, but with just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and get some more run. Between Robinson, Bend, and now up to Robertson. Now Robinson with the jam. That'll get a reaction from the Ryken crowd.
Kind of the Red Sea parted there. No help by the Stags. Let him get all the way to the rim. I'm thinking that's one of those things to be shown on the film tomorrow's practice.
Jacob Wallace in the game. Cole Bowser in the game for the Stags. And Ashton Meeks tried to drive. Lost it out of bounds, but they're going to say that a Ryken player poked it away, and it'll stay with the Stags.
Stags ball, a little 1-4 along the baseline here.
Wallace will handle the inbound. Gets it into Prashant Hill. Hill gives it off to Bowser. Bowser to Meeks. Meeks pulls up, rims out, but Hill there with the offensive board, and then a travel. Took one too many steps trying to set up for that reverse.
Worked really hard to get possession of that rebound there, and then maybe worked a little bit too hard trying to create his own opportunity.
Good ball movement here by Ryken, but they're going to slow it down now that they're in the half court. Rogers passes off. Bend now in a little bit of trouble, but gets it to Robertson. Back to Bend. And he drives in, a little reverse, and he puts it in. Tough finish by Isaiah Bend, working against Cole Bowser. Ashton Meeks dribbles up court. Noah Rogers guarding. Well, freshman on junior action. Meeks gets it around, passes off into the corner. Wallace finds Malcolm Thomas, and this time finishes with the jam. Spun around on the rim, and they called a foul, so he's going to go to the line to shoot another one. I believe they called that foul on Derek Robinson. That is his fourth foul, so the freshman in danger of fouling out of this game. He's going to have to be careful the rest of the way.
And certainly if you're Coach Jones, you love the way Malcolm Thomas took it strong to the rim. Not so much for the highlight dunk, but again, he's really the only guy who can do that. Cause some problems around the rim. They're going to need his presence.
It's a traditional three-point play for the big man, Malcolm Thomas, number one.
See if the Stags do a better job stopping dribble penetration. They are pressing and trapping a little bit, but they're opening up too many lanes. St. Mary's Ryken has been able to get to the rim 3 or 4 times so far, as well as they've knocked down a couple jump shots.
Hat tip to Noah Rogers there. That was an impressive turnaround, fadeaway jumper. Very aggressive spin and to maintain control of his shot and his form. Ashton Meeks going to pull up for a deep three. Got it up to the front of the rim, but then it just rolled right off. And then a foul against DeMatha will turn it over to Ryken. Shot clock is off with 27.4 ticks left in the third quarter. DeMatha doubling up Ryken right now. It's a 66-33 contest. Ben to Rogers. Rogers trying to spin and get a little bit of space from Meeks. Still plenty of time. 6 seconds now. Caleb Norcom drove in, and they're going to wave that off. He finished at the rim, but before that there was a foul away from the basket. So they will get possession on the baseline with 3.8 to play in the third quarter. Quickly into Norcom. Time running down, fading away, almost got it to go, but just a little bit short in the corner of the rim. Derek Robinson, no good. And that will be the score as we head to the final quarter of play, 66-33 Stags.
Well, if you look at the lineup we just had out there, it was Malcolm Thomas and 4 guys that don't play as much. So what those guys need to do is show Coach Jones that they can play in this game, and they can play in the game tomorrow, and they can play the game on Friday. So what are they going to do? Well, they're probably not going to shoot their way there, but can they defend? Can they keep their man from getting in the lane? Can they take good care of the ball? Can they get good shots, maybe for themselves or for their teammates? But, you know, being solid, don't try to be great. Be solid. So the coaching staff has confidence in you so they can up those minutes for you.
Yeah, again, going to be a lot of tired legs this week between these games. Tomorrow, everybody will have played all these minutes today, and I
think it's more
I know,
mental.
Coach, that they're young.
They're 17.
I know they're 17, that they don't get tired, but still, you know, the pounding on this floor can get to you a little bit. You know, playing back-to-back games, and then again, especially later in the week, 2 really tough opponents back-to-back. You want to try and keep them as fresh as you can, which means that you need to be able to rely on some of these deeper bench players. So absolutely, got to show you can take care of the ball. That has to be first and foremost as we get a new lineup in to start the fourth quarter. Then we left the third quarter with Darius Vance, Cade Sebastian, Mason So, Charles Thomas, and Logan Lewis all on the floor for the Stags. Darius Vance starts out defending Isaiah Bend, who whips it out to Noah Rogers. Rogers was feeling it in the third quarter, still feeling it here in the fourth as he knocks that one down deep 2, showing the mid-range here in the second half.
Lost start of the mid-range jump shot. He's got the ability to pull up. Not a lot of high school players can do that.
So passes off to Vance, who stepped on the baseline before he dumped it inside to Charles Thomas. And that is a turnover, not the taking care of the ball that we're looking for. Ben dribbling up court. Lost Vance, passed it off. Robinson against Cade Sebastian, quickly trying to drive inside, and they're going to call foul. And Ryken will take it on the baseline. And it looks like this one was charged to number 20, so Darius Vance. Thought I saw a 10 at first. I was like, Wallace is not on the floor. 0-on-0. Bend against Logan Lewis. Bend passes it off. Too strong by Norcom. Mason So with the rebound, passes it up to Lewis. And Lewis works around Bend, lays it in.
Nice job on Mason So on the throw ahead. Lewis took advantage, one-on-one, took it to the rim. Stags look like they're on a little 2-3 here.
Sebastian making sure that Lewis knows where his man has gone now that he is in his zone. A lot of wiggling there by Noah Rogers. Didn't go anywhere. And eventually Bend is going to be turned away by Charles Thomas. And on the other end, Cade Sebastian can't quite finish, and Logan Lewis couldn't follow. And now Ryken pushing it ahead. Rogers able to pass it out of trouble. Deep 3, open look by Bend, and that one's just going to bounce harmlessly out of bounds off the rim. Stags ball. Mansoray checks in for Ryken. McElveen in for the Stags, letting Kate Sebastian get a breather. About 2 minutes gone here in the final quarter of play. And it's a commanding lead for the Stags. Ooh, and a push off by Chris McElveen. I don't think you can make it much more obvious than that, can you?
No.
Got full extension. You know, they talk about that with offensive pass interference in the NFL. Maybe take some notes from that.
Yeah, again, you want to be aggressive, but let's reverse the ball. All right? Everybody plays defense after one pass. After 2 or 3, people start bailing out.
Mansoray back to Robinson, the freshman for the Knights.
Then Stags in that 2-3 zone, matching up a little bit out of it. St. Mary's Ryken trying to run a shooter behind.
Rogers rejected by Charles Thomas, who's going to pass it ahead to Mason So. So pulls up, mid-range, no good. Rebound high by Caleb Norcom. And now on the other end, Mansoray drives in, but that is going to be a charge taken by Darius Vance. Great defense by Vance.
Great job by Darius. Took one in the first half, took it in the second half. And again, those are the things coaches are looking for. You know, will we defend a bucket late in the game?
A lot of seniors on this team. Tomorrow, senior night. Gonna honor, I believe, 11 seniors on the team plus 4 senior managers for this varsity squad. Should be a fun night.
Yep, and it's great that they all get their due.
Mansoray, ooh, great job by Charles Thomas to close and just get his hand on it for the block. Ryken managed to keep possession, but Logan Lewis gets the rebound, denies Ryken a third attempt. Mason So, nice spin move, got the opening and lays it up off the glass. Way ahead of Pavihi coming in, trying to close and get a block of his own.
Nice little spin move, got all the way to the backboard, laid it in softly.
And
Charles Thomas with some good hands, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be St. Mary's Ryken ball on the baseline.
DeMatha, 1 foul away from putting Ryken in the bonus. Ryken still has a foul to give. Spin move, jumper by Robinson, no good. And a little, same team, fellas. Logan Lewis tracks it down, passes off to So. Rogers guarding So, got a little distracted, and So takes advantage. Deep 2 from behind the free throw line.
One of our seniors will be going to UNC Greensboro next year.
And a double dribble. A little anxious there, Caleb Norcom. And we're going to get a few substitutions on both sides. Viliami Masila checks in for the Knights, along with, I believe, Matthew Gaskell just checked in for them. And on DeMatha's side, it's Adam Fox and J.J. Massaquoi. Under 4 to go. So pulls up, 3, no good off the backboard and the iron, but Darius Vance tracks it down. Fresh 20 for the Stags, J.J. Massaquoi. And try a little post move, goes up and under and up, and he draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one is charged to Caleb Norcom.
Nice little power move by J.J. Took his time, little crab dribble to the lane, got his legs underneath him, took it up strong.
I think they mistakenly have up there that was Norcom's 6th personal foul. A, you're not allowed to have that many, and B, I don't think he's played enough minutes to have gathered 6 fouls against him. But now 6 fouls on each team, so the next foul by either team will put somebody in the bonus. No good on the second free throw. So just 1 for 2 on that trip by J.J. Massaquoi, and now it is Isaiah Mansoray who passes off. Ball movement by the Knights, but not getting any closer to the bucket. Mansoray just whips it up over Mason So, no good. Fox had the rebound, passed it off to Vance. And Vance drives in, protects the ball from the defender, couldn't quite get it to go, but I believe it was Fox who got his hand up there to knock it in.
Two Stags fighting over that rebound. I think Adam Fox actually got it in. You're right.
Yep. PA
Nice
announcer
little
gave
drive.
credit to him, but Charles Thomas also down there ready to go in case Fox was not. Mansoray deep in the corner, double team. Mason So, couldn't control it, knocked into the backcourt, but that is a live ball and safe for Ryken to take control of. And Matthew Gaskell knocks down the three. Vance tried to respond in kind, but no good. A three attempt there by Tomasi Pavihi, and he knocks it in. Back-to-back threes here for the Knights. Under 2 to go. Vance up to Massaquoi. Massaquoi lost his dribble, but able to recollect and get it to So. So drives in, and nice touch, floating to the sideline.
Look away there, and the tweener shot knocks it in.
Another three attempt, this time no good by Matthew Gaskell. Mason So pulls up, and he knocks down the three. That's a shot he struggled with a little bit here at home, but finds the touch there, knocks it down. High off the back iron. Easy rebound from Ryken. And then the big man, Viliami Masila, with the three in the corner.
Stag zone and be giving St. Mary's Ryken a problem for a little while there, but they've solved it the last couple of possessions.
Adam Fox will fade away off to the side, no good. Shea Rawlings passes off. Isaiah Mansoray. Back over to Masila. Thought about taking another three, no good. And Gaskell tried to chase it down, but way too deep in the corner for him to get to. 31.3 seconds to go.
A little over second differential here. Stags can almost take it all the way down.
DeMatha definitely slowed down things offensively in the second half, not pressing quite as much. They were over 50 points in the first half, at 80 right now as Charles Thomas misses from deep in the corner. And on the other end, Shea Rawlings finishes at the rim. And that is going to do it here, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1, and this game is over. 80-46 is the final score. DeMatha takes the win. They'll be back in action again tomorrow night. Final thoughts on this one, Coach?
Well, number one, you got the win. All wins count the same, right? We like that. We got through it. Nobody gets injured. We got a lot of playing time for a lot of people. Certainly we need fresh legs tomorrow. Good counsel, playing well. We got them up there. They want to cut. They'd like nothing better to come into our gym and knock us off.
So DeMatha improves to 16-9, 8-4 in conference play. Ryken falls to 7-15 and a 2-9 record in the WCAC. DeMatha back in action against Our Lady of Good Counsel. The Falcons coming here to the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium tomorrow night. A little Valentine's Day action between the Stags and the Falcons. We'll be right back here on DM Stags TV bringing you the action. Come on back tomorrow night. Take care.